Alright, back again, trying to pump out as many fly videos this week as I can, trying to catch up a little bit on tying. Today we're going to be doing a Palolo Worm Fly for the hatch coming up later this spring, early this summer, down in the Keys. Pretty simple fly. We're going to be tying it on a Gamakatsu SL12S 10. Got a little bit of brown thread here. You don't really need a hook this strong for it. A lot of guys just kind of hook the tarpon and let them jump. So if you're really trying to land them, you can go with a hook like this, but it's definitely not a necessity if you're just trying to jump them or break them off, stuff like that. So like you can see, we got started. We started about midway down the shank and just worked our thread back just for a little thread base. And we're going to start just by putting some red Magnum bunny strip on the back here. So all we're going to do is turn our bunny strip upside down, kind of make sure it's even on the hook shank here. A couple loose wraps, and then we'll get a little tighter just to make sure that that bunny stays pretty straight there on the hook shank. We'll get it tied down nice and tight. And I like to bring my bunny back, maybe a good 2.5 inches, if that. And you can make these as long or as short as you want them to. You don't really particularly need to make them very long to be effective. But one thing that I do recommend is adding a weed guard. So we got some 40-pound Mason hard mono here. We're just going to take one end of it and we're just going to crimp it right in our pliers. Get it nice and flat so that it's easy to tie in. We're going to tie in that flat section right on the side of our fly. Again, right on where we tied our bunny. Get it on there nice and tight. Kind of pick our bunny up here. Then we're going to bring our weed guard around just to make a little loop. We're going to kind of measure the size of the loop that we need with our fingers. And we can just cut our excess off here. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. We'll take our pliers and we'll just crimp down this end. And all this little loop here is doing is just helping our bunny from not fouling on the hook as much. I mean, it's not a foolproof foul guard, but for the purposes of just throwing at Palolo Worm hatch tarpon, it'll be doing just fine. So we're just going to lift up our whole weed guard just a little bit here. We're going to put a couple wraps right under and behind it. That just helps just kind of lift the weed guard a little bit off the hook. Then we'll advance our thread forward up just a little bit in front of the point of the hook here. Then we're going to grab some medium tan ultra chenille. So this is the largest size of ultra chenille they make. It's great because it's nice and fuzzy and makes for a great body on these flies. So we're going to cut out a pretty good little section here. And I'm going to tie one end of it right where we left off with our thread. Alright. You can make these bodies as thick as you want, but I like to work my way back with the chenille, right back to our tie-in point for the bunny. And then I like to come right back over where I tied and just go right back over everything. Couple right here to the front, just to kind of even it out here. We'll make it a little thicker. And then just keep that chenille tight and capture it with your thread. And go ahead and take your excess out of there. We'll just kind of clean that head up just a little bit here. And you got a little bit poking out in the front here that you don't want to use too much thread to clean up. You can just take your lighter. That'll kind of singe it down some. Kind of cover some of that up. I like to build up just a little bit of a head there, just so the chenille's not going forwards or backwards on me. I'll just go ahead and whip finish. And then last but not least, a completely optional step here. It's just add just a little bit of loon float or your thread wraps. And it just makes them a little bit more durable. So I mean, if you are landing fish or you know, just getting fish to throw the fly, you know, you can keep fishing the same fly over and over. We'll hit that with our light. Make sure that's good to go. And yeah, that's basically it. And real nice, simple fly. I mean, you can knock out, you know, a dozen or two of these, you know, in an hour or so, 2 hours. And yeah, just head right down to the keys. Nice, simple fly. It's going to imitate those Palolo worms really well. And yeah, tie a couple over yourself and enjoy. Thanks for watching, guys.